So the plan today is I've got my carving kit on me, as you can see in my backpack, and I'm going to do a little bit more on a knife that I started, the carving knife handle. It's something that I've been playing around with. It's like a hatching effect, and I've done it on a few other bits and pieces, but I thought I'd step it up a bit and see if I can put it on a round handle. So I've made a start, but I'll talk you through it when we're doing it. But the plan is I'm going to walk down and do it down by the river, favourite little spot next to the Cothi, so it should be good. Oh, Chappie seen the squirrel. Leave the squirrels alone, chap. He's never going to be quick enough to catch one, but it doesn't stop him trying. Bless him. Where's it gone, chap? Where's it gone? So what the plan is I've made a start on this one. As you can see, it's like a hatch pattern, but what I've done is I've made a start on it and I've carved this shape out, so it's got two bulbous ends. And originally it's a Mora knife, so it was exactly the same as that. So that's the stage I'm at the moment. But what's inspired this hatch idea, let's just put that one away a sec. What's inspired this hatch idea is some stuff that I've been working on and playing around with. These are hair barrettes that I've done in the past. So as you can see, it's a similar idea. So it's hatched, and then you've got these dots in as well. I think it gives it kind of an old-fashioned, oldie-worldy look for some reason. I don't quite understand why, but that's the thing I think anyway. And another place I used it was this is my comb that I actually use. Actually, it's my beard comb. This is carved out of a piece of oak, and you can see the pattern there, hopefully in the camera. So that's a similar idea. What I'm hoping to do with this handle is take it to the next level, and then put that crisscross in it, in the centre of it. The problem I've run into when I was marking this out is that's nice and easy when it's on something straight like that, but once it becomes tapered, the problem is that the boxes here have to be a bit bigger than the boxes where it comes into here, so it's got to start fat and go thin, otherwise you end up not meeting in the middle. As if you can see there, that's what I wanted it to do, so the hatches actually come in and meet. So today I'm going to try and get the rest of this hatching in. I don't normally hatch like that. When I'm doing this, what I tend to use is this tool and literally go in and make that mark and open those lines up with that tool there, which is a specially designed Brechfa Craft chip carving knife. I don't actually get on with it that well as a chip carving knife, but it's really useful for getting these long straight cuts in. But obviously I can't do that on this because I get nice straight cuts for a while, but then it goes around a corner, so to get that, obviously that's too long, so I'm doing it the other way and then cutting in with a standard chip carving knife, this one, and cutting in each side, which I'll get going and do in a minute. So these cuts, they're a bit like, they're a type of chip carving really. So I put that first cut in there as you would with chip carving, just to put a line in. That one there. And then the idea is to cut along that line. But as you can see, I'm holding the knife like you would for chip carving. So what I'm doing is I'm literally following that pencil line and just taking out the pencil line. But when you're doing cuts like this, I've seen it on a YouTube channel actually, somebody else was doing this, and what you don't want to do is to look at the actual piece that you're actually cutting at the time. If you've got the knife in here, if you look up this about here and keep cutting and keep following that line of sight, your brain actually does something that tells your hand where it needs to be. Whereas if you're looking at the blade itself, you end up doing this and going off on the track. So if you just keep on that line, as you can see, you can get quite, you can do really, really straight lines. Obviously this isn't straight, so it's around the corner. But so then I go all the way down. Keep going all the way down. Keep going. Down to the bottom. A bit of a stop cut in there, and then simply come back on the other side of the pencil line on that angle, and what should happen, you end up with a nice long line coming out like that. Boom. If as there, it doesn't come out after two cuts, so just turn it round again and do that back cut again, and it falls out. Trouble is, if you start doing this, it starts looking a bit there, so you just got to keep turning it until that bit drops out. Just giving it a quick sand over now, just taking off any nubbly bits and getting rid of the old pencil marks. So that's all the hatching pretty much finished. First stage of it anyway. Right, so the next stage is on this one, which is what I said loosely based around. It's obviously got these holes in here, and you just use a standard brad to do that. Bradle. Sorry, I call it Brad because in our house that's his name. So it's, have you seen Brad? So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, these are just made with this. So I'll just pop that one back down, a bit damaged. So then it's just basically going in with a good old wriggle, and you can see it's just left that. What I think it gives it is it gives it a feel that it's been stitched or something. It's like almost like a leather bound sort of effect, if you like. So that's all the little holes in. I tend to use a piece of leather for just finishing off. I'm getting this prepared now for drawing in the little crosses we're going to chip carve in. I'm just giving it a bit of a clean up. I didn't mention earlier this this little leather thing I've made here that's got staples in it. Looks hideous. It was just a little cover to stop me cutting myself while I was doing this, really. That was all it was there for. So it's a bit like dot to dot when you're a kid. Just drawing these lines, one dot to the next. And down to that one. And up to that. You can see why a ruler wasn't the order of the day for this. So then draw that line in there. So what we're going to do is cut these chips out individually. I wouldn't normally mark all these out individually. When you're doing something that's flat and straight, you might mark the first few out, but it's so repetitive that it then just becomes the thing that you're doing. But the problem I've got here is some of these are such funky shapes. And you can see down here they're all sorts of weird and wonderful shapes and stuff. I'm going to have to do some weird carving here. I don't know what I'm going to do there yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So I've made a start on the cutting these ones out now, and it's just really persevering and keeping going. You can see how this one's completely different shape to that one, and that one will be, and that one. So yeah, just keep going now. Right, so I've made a good start on this now, as you can see, but time's getting on now. I'm getting hungry, so I think it's time to shoot on, and I'll finish it off maybe tomorrow, and I'll continue the recording and we will show you it all finished off. So yeah, it's coming out well. So it's the next day, and we're just making my way to the next carving spot, which is actually a picnic bench that's been put up in the woods about 2 miles from home. So it's a lovely little spot. It's one of our favourite ones. So Shep and I are heading up there now to do a finish off the knife. But we're just going to stop here for a quick pit stop because it's really hot today, and yeah, Shep needs to go in and have a drink and wet his feet. Before we head up, I managed to do a little bit more, a couple of hours this morning on this. Yeah, so I've got a little tiny bit left to do there, but most of it's done, and I've marked out the ends. We'll talk about that when we get up there. So let's head off. Come on in, chap. Let's go. Good boy. Come on in. So firstly, I'd like to thank National Resources Wales for putting this lovely carving bench here with a view. It's amazing. Anyway, so this is the knife as far as I've got. I've got these last few bits to do here to finish off the crosses, and then that's pretty much done. And then I've marked out the top and the bottom. I've done that this morning when I was doing the extra bits. Made a decision what I was actually going to do. So I've got my practice board here, and the lower one, this lower one here, is going to be like that, so these little crosses. And then the upper one, the top one, is going to be the zigzag like that. So this one here. This is the next one to do. I've just gone over the lines that I marked out again this morning, because as you keep rubbing it, they go a bit lighter. So these are the chips that I'm going to take out, opposites. So then that will leave a zigzag effect on the top, and then we'll see what that looks like. I might do some additional stuff to it if it looks a bit dull, but we'll see what it comes out like. One thing I didn't mention, and I feel like I should, is that I've never been trained in any way wood carving. Everything I do is self-taught, usually learning the hard way, including safety holds. But I just wanted to clarify that, because some people that have been trained and stuff may look at this and see that the cuts aren't perfect, they're not in the way that you would normally be trained. I don't know, some of them are, some of them aren't, but it's just what I've found works for me. I definitely don't claim to be any expert. There's some amazing people out there who do some absolutely amazing carving. I'm still definitely class myself as learning, but yeah, so I just thought I'd clear that up. That's the top bit done now, and although that looks nice, I think I'm going to add another line to it here, so it'll be actually like, I think it was on the yeah, so like this, something like this, but this was pretty rough, so we'll put in a line around there just to give it a bit of an edge. So I'm fairly happy with that now. I've put in 2 grooves as an extra just to finish that off. I think that looks a bit better, and now it's time to move on to the bottom bit. What do you want? Oh, my apple. Oh, I see. So that's it, pretty much finished now. So I'll take it home, give it some tongue oil and beeswax, and then give it a final buff. And what I'll do is I'll take an image of it and flash it up on the video at the end. So thank you for joining me on this carve. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please subscribe, press the notification button, that'd be amazing, and like the video. Thanks very much, and bye. Are you ready, Sharp? Should we make a move? Come on then, buddy. Let's go.